Okay, today I'm going to share with you how to unlock the gold camo on the combat knife in MW2 as fast and as easily as possible. If you want help with any other camo challenges, check out my MW2 camo guides playlist via the card on screen or link in the description. And if there's any specific struggles that you're still stuck on, leave a comment and I'll try to make a guide. If you want to jump to a specific part of the video, there will be timestamps in the description, and be sure to leave a like if you find this helpful so that other people can find the video too. Without further ado though, let's get into the tips for this gold camo guide. So in order to get the gold camo on the combat knife, which is obviously important for unlocking like polyatomic and orion camo, there are several challenges you need to complete. The first one is you need to get the combat knife to level 11 to unlock the base camo challenges, and then after this you're going to have to complete the base camo challenge, which is getting 50 kills with the combat knife, and that's the Scarlet Camo basically. And then after you've completed the base camo challenge, you'll unlock the gold camo challenge, which says get 2 kills without dying 10 times with the combat knife. So the first main task with the combat knife is we need to get it to level 11, so we need to level up the weapon. Now obviously because it's a combat knife, it's not a gun, you can't shoot bullets, so it's a little bit more difficult, but that's okay. We've still got a really good method and we're going to talk about it now. So the best way right now in the game is shipment 24/7, but it's not as simple as that, so don't just assume that's all you have to do. It's not as simple as that. So shipment's the best, but if shipment isn't around, play other modes like kill confirmed or sort of free for all, any kind of fast paced modes that you can get onto. The class setup you want to put on the right shield as your primary so that you can protect your back from getting shot. For the perks you want to put on extra tactical and tracker in tier 1, cold blooded and hardline in tier 2, and overclock in tier 3. This just gives you extra tactical equipment, it keeps you off the radar from others, it stops you from getting targeted by AI systems like kill streaks and stuff, it gives you your kill streak earlier, and overclock will allow you to earn your field upgrade faster, which is really useful. For your tactical, put on decoy grenades, for your lethal put on semtex, and for the field upgrade put on DDoS. And for the kill streaks and score streaks, I'd recommend toggling it to score streaks so that you earn it by score, not kills, and you want to put on something like a UAV, counter UAV, and another one such as a sentry turret. So for the strategy of actually leveling up your combat knife in multiplayer, what you want to do is you want to spawn in, you want to chuck 3 decoy grenades into busy areas of the map on shipment, and what that's going to do is it's going to give you a lot of decoy assist XP, normally up to about 250 or more weapon XP per your 3 grenades, so each life you'll get that amount. So it's really good, stacks up really quick, and it means you have to get less kills with the combat knife to actually level it up, so it's really helpful in that regard because I'm sure a lot of people struggle with the combat knife. What you then want to do is you want to wait until your DDoS recharges and activate it when devices are in range. It shows that on the meter in the bottom right hand corner. When it recharges and there's devices in range, activate it, and that will give you a set amount of weapon XP as well, maybe about 50 to 100 weapon XP per use. It recharges loads so you can get it lots, so those 2 things you want to keep using every time you can. On top of this, you obviously want to get kills, and we'll talk about the best way to do that in a minute, but as well as this you want to complete the objective as much as possible. So you want to collect kill confirmed dog tags, you want to capture, defend or attack enemies on hardpoint or domination flags, or whatever the objective is, just go for it as much as you can and make sure you're holding your knife while you're doing that, or you won't earn weapon XP for it. At the same time, you also want to be rushing around the map and get as many kills as you can. This is fairly obvious, but what you want to do is it really helps to take cover when needed, hide in a corner or behind cover if you're kind of getting shot or you think there's going to be enemies that are walking past, and then when they do, obviously you can attack them with your knife. And you want to also flank around the edges of the map so that you can kind of get into spawns easier, pick people off one by one rather than running straight in, coming across a group of 5 enemies and dying, because that's really not helpful. Obviously try and be a bit more aggressive though, but if you need to slow down, that's absolutely fine. And you should easily get to level 11 with a combat knife in, I say, 1 to 2 games maximum. Shouldn't take longer than that. And then your combat knife will be level 11 and you unlock the base camo challenge. A few other quick tips for leveling up though. Obviously make sure you use double weapon XP tokens if possible, or otherwise play on double weapon XP weekends. And I'd say just for further weapon XP tips, check out my dedicated weapon XP guide via the card on screen and link in the description. So that's how to level up the combat knife. Fairly simple. Then we've got 2 other challenges. We've got the base camo challenge, which unlocks the Scarlet Camo, and for that you need to get 50 kills with the combat knife. And the second challenge is the gold camo challenge, which we have to unlock the base challenge to do. And once we've unlocked the gold camo challenge, we need to get 2 kills without dying 10 times with the combat knife, and that will get us the gold camo. Now because these both involve getting kills with the knife, I'm going to group these 2 together, but obviously they're different challenges. So for the class, what you want to do is you want to put on a riot shield for the primary just to protect your back from getting shot. For the perks you want to put on, and these are different from the class setup a minute ago, so for tier 1 you want to put on battle hardened, which reduces the effect of flash, stun, EMP and gas grenades, and also shock sticks, and it also makes you immune to snapshot grenades. You then also want to put on bomb squad in tier 1, which allows you to take reduced damage from non-kill streak explosives, so basically things like grenades and C4 and so on. That means basically you're going to have reduced effect from tacticals and lethal equipment, so you're much more likely just to focus on the person and not taking loads of damage or being sort of affected by people's equipment, which is very, very annoying, especially on shipment. For tier 2, you want to put on cold-blooded or hardline, and in tier 3 you want to put on quick fix, which basically means that killing players immediately triggers health regeneration, and similarly capturing or holding objectives increases the health regeneration rate. Or alternatively, you can put on ghost, which makes you undetectable by UAVs, portable radars and heartbeat sensors. I would say for shipment it might be better to go just for quick fix, just because if you're playing that mode, as soon as you stab someone you'll heal, and normally you'll take damage when you're stabbing them, and then because you've already got a lot of damage, it doesn't take long for you to die from someone else. So if you stab them, you'll then start re-healing and you're more likely to stay alive, which obviously helps with getting the kills, but also getting the 2 kills without dying 10 times. So that's quite an important perk. For the tactical, you want to put on a stun grenade or a flashbang just to kind of keep the enemies at bay, and it allows you to kind of sneak up to them. For the lethal, don't worry about it too much. And for the field upgrade, I would recommend putting on Battle Rage, which means that you get quick health regeneration, tactical equipment resisted, and tactical sprint is constantly refreshed when you use it. So it's a really, really useful, and I think it's a medium recharge rate, so you should get it a fair few times. It just helps you to stay alive longer with your knife, which is really important because you're vulnerable because you haven't got a gun. For the score streaks, you want to put on a UAV, counter UAV, and probably something like an advanced UAV. So what mode do you want to go on? Well, I think as I've hinted already, you probably want to go on shipment 24/7 if it's around. It's fairly obvious probably, but if it's not around, you can go on other modes like shoot house or free for all or other close quarters combat modes. Anything where you're kind of in close proximity to enemies is really, really good, and try and keep it core, not hardcore. So for my tips, you want to try and be quite aggressive. You want to flag around the edges of the map. You want to hang around objectives, and it also helps, like I say, to use cover when needed, hide in a corner or behind cover until an enemy walks past. That can be quite good for getting kills, although some people look down on that, but that's okay. You also want to use your flashbang and stun grenades to sneak up on enemies to get kills, because they won't be able to react to you properly, and you don't want to be put off by the fact enemies have a gun and you don't. So don't worry about that. You've got other perks and equipment to use to your advantage. If you see large groups of enemies, don't try to take them all on at once. You want to either run away, hide, or try to take them out one by one. Definitely don't go for the whole group or you'll get shot really quickly. And then I'd say for the 2 kills without dying 10 times challenge, specifically these involve a few different tips. So it's actually relatively easy on shipment. I managed to complete it in 2 games, but you want to try and take it a bit slower for these because you don't have to rush, you don't have to do it in a certain amount of time, you just have to get 2 kills in a life. So try to flank around the edge of the map into the enemy spawns. You want to ideally get 1 kill, then try to walk around until you see someone else, but take cover if you need it in the meantime, and don't overthink about getting the 2 kills. Just take it slow, get 1, then try and get the second one, and you should be fine. If you're struggling in shipment though, do try another mode that's a little bit more slow paced, maybe like free for all, domination, TDM on other maps that are a little bit slower paced, and that might be what helps if you find that you're dying too much on shipment. I would say definitely try and patrol and hold down an area, so this is especially important in objective modes like hardpoint or domination on shipment, and you want to check your UAV and compass or mini map, and similarly you want to listen out for enemy callouts and footsteps just to find where enemies are, know where to go and how to sneak up to them. And lastly, just kind of don't worry about your KD because it will suffer during this challenge, but you just need to make sure you're not worrying about it. You just need to get through the camo challenge. It honestly doesn't take too long. You'll get it done in no time, especially now shipment's around, and then you'll have your gold camo to look back on. Now once you've unlocked the gold camo on the combat knife, I'm imagining you want to grind for other camos too, so be sure to check out my camo guides for the platinum knife and also the gold and platinum riot shield, as these can be a real pain. I've also made guides for gold launchers, and I've got camo guides for other weapons as well, like assault rifles and so on. So feel free to check them out. Be sure to leave a like if you found the video useful, so that other people can find the video too. And like I said, visit my camo guide playlist by the link in the description or the card on screen, or other recent useful videos like Weapon XP fast in Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone, how to earn battle pass tokens fast, that kind of thing. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with my latest Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone videos. But thank you so much for watching, hope you found it useful, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.